Morning. Well, after last week's farting about with video editing, I'm hoping that I can get a new one sorted and we don't have that problem again. I don't know why I started doing it, but I thought I'd start, even though I've done an apology video, I thought I'd start this week with a very, very sorry. I am very sorry. It was a pain in the ass. I was having to try and do things like everyday stuff, and then realising that the video had done it again, and then trying to sort that out. I just didn't have any time. Anyway, so this week, the more astute of you will realise, I had a beard trim. My daughter, the oldest, said, "Oh, you don't even look like you've got a beard anymore." There you go. So this week is Earth. Finish off this morning into them with the 120s. They drop into there. That's what I did last week that I never filmed anything of. That was Thursday when I was going home, and then I realised that I hadn't done, I suppose it's called an outro, isn't it? I hadn't done one. So that's what I did. Then we've got, is there five little babby ones, and they come into this side of the panel. So I've got them to do this morning. Then over the back, we've got two, well, basically, I've got those two. They go across there, round, and into a panel over there. I've got those to do. Then I've got to go and see the lads and see what else they want me to do. I know that there's another 120 to do, which should be fun because it goes into the top of a trunking, or the end cap of a trunking. And they're always a challenge because you have to get those, like, absolutely spot on. I'll show you more in detail about it when we go and have a look at it, but they've got to be like dead knacker. They've got to be really spot on. So there's that to do. And I think there's a couple of little bits and bobs, and then I've got to revisit some stuff where, if you remember in previous videos, there was lugs missing and whatever else. So those lugs apparently are here. So I've got to go and reconnect those. That'll take me most of this week, and I think a little bit of next week, and then I'll be on to pastures new, which would be nice, because I've just been given a data centre, funnily enough, in Didcot, which is, well, Didcot's where I go to the gym on a night. It's about 5 miles from this job, so I'm just over this way again. They reckon it's 15 weeks, they want it fast tracking, so there'll be plenty of hours on it if you want them, which I don't particularly want them, but be a nice earner. Data centres always are. They're always decent money on data centres. So I'll be going over there, and I think it's all singles, all one, no, that's a lie, 240 and 300mm singles into panels. There's some 630s, but I think they're rubber 630s. So there's those to do. So I need to order a valve, or the quick release valve for my crimper, because the oil leak was just horrendous on this job. So I need that fixing, or I'll run out of oil basically. So yeah, there's a bit of a future, what's it called? The future prospects of why not from, I can't even do that. I can't do joint tech backwards. I can do Tony backwards, but not joint tech, no chance. Heck, nah, not even going to try. Some Bulgarian or something, or Russian. Don't want to be Russian, do we? Not that it's the Russian people, of course. The Russian people are pretty decent overall. Right, I'm going to get on now and see what I can get achieved today. And I shall take you along with me. Although it's not very exciting. I mean, I might do the 120s because they might be a little bit decent, but nobody wants to see 5-core 10s getting done, do they? We'll see. Now I just needed to hold a 5-core 25 in place. It was just a bit too far away to use a tie wrap, because the tie wraps I've got aren't long enough. They're only little bitty ones, them. So what I did is I rigged that up, let it roll over the top of the rung, and then I can, by clicking the ratchet strap, I can get it to exactly where I need it. So now that, I'm going to put the measure on it, which is there, hanging about the place, look. Put that on, and I'm just going to let that roll and follow the arc of the cable that's already installed down, because it drops just in front of it. You thought I was going to say Justin Timberlake then, didn't you? But yeah, just thought I'd show you that. A little bit of a trick, because you know, I've only got two hands, and that takes some holding up and measuring and keeping steady at the same time. But now I can stand here and talk to you for a little bit. You know, I don't need to be messing about and struggling. So I'll just put my measuring cable on now, transfer it onto the cable, onto the 5-core 25 to about there probably, ring it, put the gland on, drop it in, and it should, if I'm any good, it should flow straight, not that far out actually. It'll go wallop down there and then drop into its gland. And then we've got some 20 mil glands, toy glands, but we've got them to do anyway. I just thought I'd show you that. Right, I've got two questions. Does anyone know the force required to achieve 200 newtons of force when you pull something? Secondly, what will happen if you pulled with 201 newtons of force? I'm intrigued to find out. Shall we have a go? Oh, don't pull with 201 newton meters of force. Nothing at all. I pulled with 198 newton meters of force, nothing. And then I pulled, just to make sure, I pulled with 202 newton meters of force, and nothing really happened. I better go and check outside, see if like the apocalypse has happened. Right, I've had to enlist some help, because all of those, basically you want to cut them at the floor, and they all need pulling back because they go into that panel there, that side and that side, so they've all got to drop through either there or just after the corner and drop in. So they're sending me someone to give me a hand. So I've just got to chop them all down, because there's little bits on them. It's pointless pulling all that through. And then yeah, we can get busy, start getting some cables glanded in there. So remember what it looks like. I have the smell of tarmac all day. Love tarmac. It's an awesome smell. Right, back at it today. What is it, Wednesday today? So sorted all them cables out last night. I've brought one cable round into the panel I was working on yesterday, so that's got to go in. There's a little tiny 20 mil to go in, so I'm going to get that sorted. Not a 20 mil cable, 20 mil gland, 3-core 10. And yeah, get this, there's a 70 to go in this panel, there's a 3-core 10 to go in the panel right next door, and then I've got the panel that was on the wall over the back. 70 mil, 3-core 10 goes into there, and then that's what I sorted out yesterday, because all of this was hanging over that edge there, so it all had to be pulled back through. Fortunately, there was enough room, you can see, look, and the scuffs up there, so it was able to drop out the back there on the corner, so it was really good having that corner there, because that's a 150 that. We just pulled it back, dropped it down, and then lifted it back in. So I've got that to do today, and then that'll be it out of this room, I think. There's one cable there, look, that one that comes down there, a mystery, nobody knows what it is. And also, I know it's like gym patter, which is garbage, but I went in last night, and I went in late, and all the machines that I wanted to go on, if someone was on one, so I went on this one, something to do with your shoulders. I don't know enough about gyms yet to know what they're all called, So then I'll go on that. Every time I lift my arm up now, it's like, oh. And like even holding this camera now from here is absolutely killing me. Idiot. I only go in for a shower. I don't want to go and work out for. Moron. That's awesome. Just setting the glands out for the two 120s now. So what I've got to do is to put the earth there because earth bar's right at the top. So I'm going to light on the subject. So I'm going to have to sweep it down there, right underneath, and then back up over to this side, otherwise I won't be able to bend it. In that situation, they've put an earth bar in that's got 6mm tapped holes, which is useful for cables this size. And then I've got to go on there. I haven't measured it yet, but it's not massive. It's not a massive distance, but then again, 4-core 120s aren't that hard to bend. So I'm going to fire the holes through now. I'm pretty happy with the space and what they've got. And hopefully we'll be able to get them through away pretty sharp. Right, I've done the arm cut, I've run the cable there, so all I'm going to do now is measure. Where's my bloody, there it is. So I'm going to measure to the furthest point. So that is over to the left hand side. Obviously that is going to be my furthest point. So go from the top of the gland, mimic the bend, but like really, like obviously it's not going to be that. And that's 700mm there. 700mm got me to there with 2 right angle bends. They're going to be nowhere near right angle bends, but what you do is you put that in because one of the cores might be around the back that needs to consider what is it, L3. So L3 might be here, you don't know. So it might have to sweep right round and down. But that's 700mm with that awkward 2 right angles in it, and it come down to there. That's enough to get you anywhere in that panel. So now I'll measure 700mm, make a mark, chop it with a big cutter. And what you always do, so I'll do 700, I'll do that. That was about 750 or something. And then you mark a little bit extra. You can't cut it on, can you? Not bad. Right, it's time to put the gland on. I've seen that a million times. And then I'll try and get the camera set so we can see this being lifted in. As you can see, it's not that far past, so it doesn't have to go that far up, which I'm hoping it'll sort of just up, boom, done. He says. You know what I forgot to do? Ring the sheathing inside, you muppet. I don't know. Tell everyone on the internet to do it, and I forget. But not everyone on the internet. Right, now I've got one cable in, what I can do is I can bring the earth in, tie it down, put it in there, and then let it sweep up and in, and I'll terminate that. I'll actually put that in, fix it in before I put that one in, because otherwise I'm just fighting around two cables rather than one. So we'll do that now. Right, there's one done. I'll get the other one measured up to it now. That's out. Right, time to ring that one now and then get that one set. I wish this was smell-o-vision. It smells absolutely divine out there. Tarmac. them two dropped in. Got the earth terminated already. Like I said, it'd be easy to get it past one cable rather than two. I've rung that one because I forgot to do that one. Silly sausage I am. So yeah, strip that now and then terminations. So I'll show you that when it's done. I will say something about it. I've never seen anything like this. Look. I'm like proper giving it some there. And then this side. At least I wanted it to stay on. Jesus. Oh, I've been bitten by a mozzie. I saw one earlier on, I killed it, but it must have got me. That's the only thing about the summer, innit? I do like the nice weather, going to work in a t-shirt and whatnot. But the old mosquitoes aren't the best. Itching for 3 months of the year. Right, so was I gonna say anything else? I don't think so. I'll get these terminated now and see what sort of pretty job I can make of it. That one has felt brilliant, by the way, look. Neutral, can you see the end? Neutral in that side, L1, L2, and L3 comes out the back and bends round, so we'll see what surprises this one has. Oh, that was what I was going to do. I can't really make a tip video out of it, or can I? Yeah, it'll be about 30 seconds long. Right, here we go, shortest tip video ever. So what you got, the makeup of your cable, right? So you know you've got the 4 cores in there. Now see this bit here, this flat bit, what I think my finger's going along, right? That is in between the cores, right? So rather than, if you strip in a straight line, right? So you like that and you go, I'm not touching it by the way, and you go down like that, obviously now I'm on top of a core. There, that's a core, that. So there's a chance that you could nick into that, right? However, if you go round there, so there's that flat piece there, look, that goes in, you can push that in. Every cable's the same, every cable's got this. And there's one round this side as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my knife in there, right? And without hesitation, without having to worry about slicing a core, I can go all the way down and cut all of that paper off. You can do the same with sheathing, when you can see the sheathing and it just slides straight off. Ta-da! And you know that you're not going to put your knife into the core because it goes in between the cores, and with your knife blade being really thin, it goes in between and it doesn't touch them. It doesn't, because you're not putting a great deal of pressure on, it doesn't touch the cores. So there's a little tip. That is a short video, but what do you do? But I think it's worthy of its own video because it saves a hell of a lot of time going in between that little gap and not having to bother. You have to follow the cable round, of course, so it rolls, but other than that, it's a really good method of getting the sheathing off and getting the paper off safely. And what I'm doing now is I'm setting up this ratchet strap. It goes down and it's round the first cable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it up like that. The reason being is, at that level, it's in my way. I'm going to have that cable, this cable is going to be the back cable. And then this one's going to sweep across the front. And all these cores are in my way for getting bends in arms and whatever else. So I'm just going to pull that up as far as it will go without distorting it too much out of the way, and then I can access those bolts and access that cable into the back. So there we go. There we go, all finished. Whee! And then that. I'm pretty happy with that. It was relatively easy. Like I said, the 120 is not a big cable, and let's have a look. You've got what's that? 480. So yeah, so about 460 to your cut. So although you haven't got sheds of room, it's a relatively easy cable to bend. So there we go. I might get a couple of photographs for Instagram. Look at that truck doing a poo. But he doesn't even wipe his ass. Nope, as I suspected. So, not only have I had new tarmac today, I've also now got rain on new tarmac. God. Can you do the lottery tonight? This has been the best day ever. That needs to stop by tonight though, because I won't be able to get to sleep. Because it is very, very noisy when it rains in the van. Anyway, what a day. Oh, let's have a look at what we've done. So, got those two in. I've got those, I can't even see them. Got those three in. Well, that looks weird with the shadows. So those three are in. I've got the 150 terminated. I can't terminate the 25mm because it's 6mm bolts. I can do the neutral though, so I'm going to do the neutral. That other one, they're going to need to fit the switch somewhere for it, so I'm not terminating that at all at the moment. And what I think I'm going to do, what time is it? 4:30. I'm going to drop onto this. And I'm going to put those, or at least start those tonight. Get the panel marked and whatever else ready for in the morning. Because I've got a little helper coming in the morning. I'll probably let you know who it is before the video goes out, but just in case, well, you'll find out tomorrow, but well, it's not tomorrow for you, is it? It'll be Sunday for you. But yeah, a little helper coming to help me. So I'm going to get that panel marked up now. I might even get the holes drilled, see how far I get. Well, I got one in. You can't even see it, look. Oh, there it is. So I got one in, get the other one in tomorrow. The holes are all drilled, but somebody stole my power. So I had to go and find who did that and plug it back in. And it turns out it was just unplugged and left there. So they weren't even using it, it was just unplugged. Some people are jerks, aren't they? Anyway, that's that tonight. What time is it now? It's 5:10. Time to go to get some food. I think I'm gonna have a kebab tonight. A chicken, a doner, and a lamb sheesh all mixed together with red cabbage and white cabbage and some pickles. I had the old Burger King last night. The double, I got a double bacon XL meal, and then I got a bacon XL, but I put 3 burgers in it. Then I got 9 chicken nuggets and 2 drinks, but I only got 1 fries, so obviously watching me figure, watching me weight. But yeah, kebab tonight I think, lovely. And I shall see you in the morning with my little helper. So long. Well, I just had to take my helper today for an induction. I didn't think you'd have to have one. I thought I might get a visitor's pass, but unluckily we've had to take him for an induction, so he'll be joining me in about 40 minutes time, I think, something like that. So I'm just going to go and get cracked on now until he gives me a ring, and then I'll go and get him. But I'll see you later on. Look at it, nice sunny day today, isn't it? There's the cow van, look. So yeah, see you in a bit. Right, just dropped that one in this morning, did that one last night if you remember. Well, you will remember because it hasn't been like 10 hours, it's been 30 seconds, hasn't it? So, this one, I'm just a little bit apprehensive of how it's going to look because it comes from the other side of the rack. It sweeps across and drops into that. Now what I've got to do is when it bends, I've got to bend it there, but I've got to keep it below. I can't go above, because if I go above, then that rack's, the rack only goes there, so it's not as if a lot of things are going to come across it, but I need to bend it there, and let it flow there, but underneath, then let it drop into the gland, and there'll be nothing supporting it, because I can't go to that rung to tie it, because it'll then have to drift back over, and I couldn't go there, there, because obviously that's straight up to that rung, because there's a lip in there. The lip comes to about here, then there's that earth bolt, so basically that part of the gland plate there is completely and utterly redundant. So that was sort of the position I had to go to. Oh dear. Anyway, I have to see what transpires with this, see if it looks rhubarb or not. It's only a 50mm, 4-core 50mm. I've got a ratchet strap pulling it back that way, and I've got the chain block lifting it up to set the bend for it to come to drop down into the. So even though it's only a babby, it's got to be. It's got two different lifting points on it. I don't know. Right, onto the 120 in this corner, and I'll show you me little helper. There's Mike from Residual Current. I'm sure most of you will know him because he's got I think about 600 or 700 followers on subscribers on YouTube, isn't it? Yeah. A few more than that. So what we've got, they've give us. I'll move this box. So what we've got, an end cap to gland the cable into. It comes. Yeah, so it comes through the wall. You utilise the rack, but then it drops into the end cap of the. Well, what we can do, you can do a secret trick. You remove the end cap, put it onto the cable, and then you put it back into place. It saves you lifting all the cable out and then trying to put it back in. However, you must have the measurement exactly spot on, because if you don't, then we've had it. So we've got to get this prepped, get the gland hole measured and all that sort of stuff, and then I need to get the cable back to the rack as well. As you can see, there's quite a bit of a distance, so I need that attached there. So I'm going to go and get some armouring from another cable, tie it back and get it situated, and then I can get a proper measure of the gland when I've drilled it. So that'll be coming up in a tick. I've got that form back. It's within the confines apart from that, but the cable just won't allow me, will not allow me to get it back. It's well in there, that's sorted. So now what I'm going to do, I want to drill the gland plate or the end cap, get me measures, and then I'll get it rung. I'm going to get it measured as well, because I believe it's going into this panel, and there's quite a bit on it. Not that I'll be getting any scrap off it, because Matt over there, look, proper hungry fella him. So that's the next step. I won't bother showing you the gland because, well, let's face it, you've seen it a million times. So see you in a bit. It's in. Well happy. I've got the A2 gland, 25A2 for the earth now, so I'm going to put that in to complete it. But those bolts, can you see them? There, that one, that I was concerned about because I've got limited access, but look, oh, it's gone in, I'm over the moon. Got them in, sitting, as it should be sitting, and it needs a little bit of a kick there on that one. So I'll have to get a screwdriver in there and knock it across, but that's it. But it's all documented thanks to Mike and his super mega camera. Look at that bad boy.
I haven't got a clue how to use it, but it looks alright, doesn't it?
It's like me on a small TV, look. I'm well into that.
Tony in HD. Coming this Sunday.
Do people need to see that? Jesus wept. It's bad enough me being on a... It'd be bad enough in black and white. But yeah, I've got the earth to put away, like I said, and then we've got a 70mm. I'm assuming it's a 3-core because that's a single phase board, and then that one is probably a 5-core 16, which I'm assuming feeds that board. But we've had fun so far today, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been going good. He's
been going all right.
All tricks. So.
Yeah, he's getting them first hand. See, he doesn't have to wait till Sunday when the videos come out.
Getting the practical lesson.
This is it, yeah. The AM2 of cable jointing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've just what we on now. 1:15. So I might go and get a drink of water. I need to see Matt anyway, so I might have a wander up site, go and see him, and then see where he can come down and he can tell me which board's which, what goes to where, and he needs to fit that switch, and I'm assuming he probably needs to fit that switch as well. So we're going to go and have a look for him now and see if we can find him, and then we'll get on. So Mike's bolting up the 120 we did earlier on, we landed earlier on. He's actually fitted the switch because Matt came round and tried to do it and he couldn't. So he passed it over onto Mike to do, useless sod. So we've got that sorted, we're just getting them measured now, and I'm on with a 4-core 70mm, but look at this, right? So I've just done that little 3-core 10mm, and the tail inside is that long. It only goes to that single phase DB there, that's fine. So this one, look, goes to there, bottom entry, right? So you've got that. Ready? Keep going. Keeps going. Keeps going. I don't think I've seen a tail that long since I watched one of them films that lonely men watch. That's ridiculous. It's going to be fun getting that in. That's what she said. I'm going to have to unclip all of that up there, right? And what I might do is get a ratchet strap up there onto that unistrut and hold this piece up, and then I can feed it all the way and then take that off, and hopefully it'll all drop in. He says, only one way to find out. Right, basically it looks like this now. I've pulled that up there, and then I've got, so that goes, it's going to eventually go down there, around the bottom, then up and in. So the reason I've lifted that is because otherwise that would probably fall back over this way, and then I'd be fighting against getting the cable in and trying to keep that in its position so it didn't flick round and cross the cable. So I'm just going to try and get that in now, into the gland all the best I can without too much struggle, I hope. Right, so we've got a little bit of a problem, which I knew would arise, so that's why I've rung the cable there right up to the knuckle of it, basically, because it's coming in at an angle, and it always will come in at an angle until I sort this out. So what I'm going to do is strip it down to the cores. I'm going to bend each individual core, right angle, so it sits how it's going to sit, and then I'll be able to straighten that up and get it all lined up, get the lock nut on. But I have to put the lock nut on before I strip it, otherwise I won't be able to. So I'm going to do that now. Right, there we go. Got the 4-core 70. I thought that one, it turns out it was a 4-core 150. I thought it was a 120, that's what they told me. I thought that was going to be difficult, but it was easy, really. That one, the 70mm in the middle, what a pig. But I set Mike away on his... He got the cream, so he's done the terminations. He talked them all up. That'll be on his video. I didn't get any video of him talking it up. I've just bent the cables in, put them into the panel. I'm going to terminate them all next week because it's my last week on this job, and then I'm off to Pastures New, which incidentally is just down the road because I'm moving about five miles away to a different job. But yeah, that's this week. That's it, done. So got my tools on my back. There's the others ready to go. So that's me for this week. I shall see you next week. Thanks for watching and all that jazz. And like and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. But most importantly, little thumbs up. I'll see you soon.